All right, Bobber, man, you and Jessica, we're so thankful, man. Thanks so much for sitting down with us, helping out with Sean's training, man. It means a lot. And so, before we jump into it and sort of knock out the training, man, I definitely want to find out more about you guys and let you know more about me also and who I am. But real quick, man, I know he was telling me a little bit. You went to school in Irving, is that right? High school in Irving?
Yeah, I went to the academy.
Okay, awesome, man. That's cool. And so, when you got out of high school, man, taking it from there to now, what have you been doing since then? Did you go to school after that or work or?
Yeah, I went to college for medicine, dentistry at SMU.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Way cool. So, and how long did you do that?
3 years.
Okay, cool. And then got out of school and picked up a job, or?
Yep, started working at Time Warner. Got referred by a friend to work there and started working there.
Awesome. So have you been at Time Warner since then?
Yeah, it's been 4 years now.
Okay, awesome, man. How do you like that?
It's not bad. Pays the bills.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man.
Yeah, a lot of work. A lot of jobs worse than this one. So.
Okay, cool. And so it was just through a friend? How'd you transition from school at SMU to dentistry to at Time Warner?
I just needed a job. I needed to make money. I needed to make ends meet, and so I started working. And when I started working, I just started working more. And
just got caught in I got rat race, they call it, man. So
yeah.
Cool, man. Well, sort of on the Time Warner topic, man. Tell me, what do you like about Time Warner? What do you enjoy about working there?
Just they don't bother me. They let me do my own thing.
Okay, cool. So almost like the freedom that comes with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. And so, what about the other side of the coin, man? What about what do you dislike about it, or like least about it? What would you change? I guess that's a good way to say it.
Just the environment, the heat in the summertime and the cold in the wintertime.
Yeah, those attics probably no fun, are they?
No, the sauna.
Dude, I got you, man. So, well, man, I know you've been there for 4 years now. Is this?
Yeah.
I mean, is it something you see yourself doing for the next 20, 30 years? Is that sort of a long-term career? What's your look there?
Unless something better came along, yeah, probably.
Okay, cool, man. And so, well, if you did leave that profession, is there a certain field or anything you want to do and go from there?
It's too late for medical school at this point, so if I were to leave, it'd be for business.
Okay, cool, man.
Business, I'd leave it then.
Like starting your own business?
Yeah, like starting my own business.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, let me do this. I definitely want to jump into what we do, and like I said, I can't thank enough for y'all's time, man. It really says a lot about you guys and his credibility with you, and so thanks for the time. But I want to tell you more about myself before we jump into it. I was a basketball coach for 4 years, and I loved it, man. I had a blast doing it. It was my family. I come from a line of coaches. Dad's coach, brothers are coaches, and so. And while I love coaching, I was sort of positioned in my life where I want to make more money. And I don't deny it. Like I love coaching. I want to make more money, but I didn't. I want to leave and do something I enjoyed and had fun. But I was at a point where I wanted more opportunity financially. I wanted my wife to stay at home, watch our kids. I wanted to be able to travel, give to churches, charities, things like that. And I couldn't do it on a coach's salary. So left coaching, started this. And a big part that drew me to this, and let me say this up front, because obviously you're just meeting me. I don't want you to think, I start off with that. I don't want you to think that, this guy thinks that money is the key to life. I don't. Personally for me, and I don't mean to throw my beliefs on you here, but for me, my faith and my fame are everything, man. Number one and number two on my priority list. Mm-hmm. But making money is pretty high up there, man. I want to make more money. It's almost like, air and water. You got to have it. So, so I wanted to make more money, but I wanted to make more money in a profession of something I felt good about doing. I wanted to impact people, and I've always had a feeling in my gut, as corny and crazy as it sounds, I've always had a feeling in my gut like, dude, I just wanted to be somebody. I wanted to make an impact and leave a dent, I guess you'd say. And so what I found out with my wife and when I started doing this part-time, and I was looking for an area to help people, I found out pretty quickly, man, when I was sitting with people and talk about personal finance, dude, people are hurting financially. I mean, would you agree with that? People are in a tight spot financially. Yeah. And truth be told, man, people overall are frustrated. People are frustrated with their spouse, their job, their kids, their cat, their dog, themselves, man. And and again, not to my beliefs on you, but for me, in the way I was raised, the Bible says, if you follow God's plan, you'll have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness. And that just sounds pretty good to me. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it also says if you don't follow God's plan, you'll have worry, guilt, impure thoughts, jealousy, things like that. And the truth be told, man, that's what most people are facing. And so I'm not naive enough to think, and I'll go through and show you what we do and how we operate, man, and what Sean's going to be doing. I'm not so naive to think that everybody we see is going to buy into our solution, but at least we've got a solution to offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Most people don't have a solution. And so having a chance to sit down and sort of give people some guidance and help people in really an intimate area of finance, but also have a chance to make better money, I was sold, man. So I started a couple of years ago, had a blast. I have a chance to train guys like Sean now, man. I love working with guys like him, and so like I said, not to sound like a broken record, man, you're helping us a ton by helping us or letting us sit with you and go through some training him. So let me sort of run through the breakdown of these appointments and how they work. there's a couple things we focus on these appointments. First off, man, the more questions the better. My job is to get him trained and get him, I want him walking like me, talking like me as good as I am. So more questions the better. I'll help him out in the area. But as far as the appointment goes, there's a couple of things. The first thing I like to focus on and sort of hear me out on, we're going through a huge expansion. We're looking for some good people, man. I've got a personal goal of opening 7 new agencies in the next 36 months. And so anybody be open, maybe part-time income or even a career change, man. You want to open a business, man. Dude, I'd love nothing more to pique your interest, man, and take a look at what we do. And so, but if not, no worries. If anything, you may know some people we can talk to.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Second thing, man, we teach people about how money works. We educate people financially, and so I love a chance to earn your business as far as what we do. Just know that's not why I'm here. I'm here to get him trained. And so if I could benefit from what we do in our program, I'll run some questions by, and then we'll set up another time to get back together and go from there. So is fair enough?
Yeah.
And third thing, man, is just being a source for Sean, man. I think once you see what we do, if you feel good about it, feel it's beneficial and it helps people, any kind of referrals or leads you can throw his way to help him sort of get his business off the ground and running would be awesome, man. But like I said, the truth be told, if you don't feel good about what we do, no worries. You're helping us out and doing a favor, which is enough. So, man, we really appreciate you doing that. So,
Okay.
Let me jump in our company real quick as far as who we are and how we operate. The name of the company is called Primerica. Have you guys ever heard of Primerica?
No.
Dude, join the club, man. Nobody has. And so, but as far as the company itself, Primerica, we're actually one of the largest independent financial services marketing organization in North America. Been around since 1977, so a long time. This isn't a fly-by-night company. And we're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, which is a pretty big deal there. And so as far as the company overall, let me first talk about our mission statement. And I think you'd agree, Bobber, you can tell a lot about a company by its mission statement.
Yeah.
So our mission statement is help families earn more income, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. And if you look at that as a whole, man, so think about this. I'll start with debt-free. Do we have a debt issue in our country?
Absolutely.
Do people are drowning in debt?
Yeah.
Let me ask this. The people that are in debt, would they rather be out of debt?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, right?
Of course.
Do people want to retire, become financially independent?
Yeah.
Do people want to protect their family?
Sure.
So the thing is, people want this and they need this, but it's how do we do it? Where do we get it from? And so we do is we teach people how that works. We teach people basically the rules of the money game is what I say. Mm-hmm. We teach people how money works so they can make a more informed decision about how to take control of their personal finances. And so here's a good example I use all the time. And you're a sharp guy. You went to SMU, and so you remember taking algebra in high school?
Yeah.
You got algebra. You got the equations, the letters, the
Sure,
numbers.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Did I remember to this day? I remember the day they introduced the alphabet in the equation. I was like, I was done. I couldn't follow anymore, right?
Yeah.
And so we had that stuff beaten into our head on a daily basis.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used longhand algebra?
I don't know.
We don't. Never.
Yeah.
Like we never use it, but it's beaten into our head. But let me ask this, Bobber. I mean, in any point in high school, did you have any kind of class, personal finance 101?
Uh-uh.
How to win the money game?
Nope.
How to invest properly to retire at 65?
No.
How to read your mortgage statement?
No.
Never. But let me ask this: when was the last time you used money?
Today.
Probably a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that something we use every single day we know nothing about, right? And so much we do is just teach people how money works. And here's how we do it. We've leveraged a system. So we are a financial distribution company. And there's a lot of power in distribution. So the example is like this. It's almost like Walmart. So think about this, Bobber. Product-wise, what does Walmart sell?
Everything.
They sell it all. It's a one-stop shop, right? Now, out of what they sell, what does Walmart actually make and manufacture themselves?
I guess nothing.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
So what happens is Walmart just has contracts with everybody. Walmart's got contracts with Dell, Coca-Cola, Borden, whoever it is. And because Walmart buys and works in such mass and bulk, they can cut costs. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what Walmart has done in retail is what we've done in finance. We don't make a thing. All we do is we just have contracts with everybody. We've got contracts with all the big companies. Companies like MetLife, Lincoln, AIG, Voya, Legg Mason, Invesco, and I can go on and on, and John Hancock, Equifax, all these huge companies. And because we work in such mass and bulk, we can cut cost. So it gives us a chance to tap into a market that usually wouldn't get help financially, the middle market. And so here's how we do it. With that system, we sit with families, walk them through a program. Basically, our goal is to move families from A to B. Here's what it looks like. John and Mary, 30 years old. They had 2 kids. They owed $165,000 in a mortgage. They're going to pay off in 24 years. They had $13,000 on 3 credit cards. They're going to pay off in 58 years. They're going to be in debt to the age of 88. That's inspiring, right? Makes you feel good. It's like debt-free and then dead for the most part. And so we sat with them, moved from here to here, set them up with what's called Primerica's Debt Watchers. It's a fast-pay program. We're going to have their mortgage and all their credit cards paid off in 20 years. So basically, at age 50, we're going to knock off 38 years of payments and save them $56,000 in interest. And that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let me ask this: if we sell this family insurance amount, go from here to here, how do you think they feel about that?
Great. Relieved.
Relieves a great word. So let me ask this, and I don't know your situation at all, even if you and Jessica have any debt. But if you guys were here, and we should to go from here to here, get out of debt faster, usually on less money, would you be open to that?
Yeah.
That's pretty much everybody. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, next thing is life insurance. You guys own life insurance outside of work?
No.
Okay. Here's the reason I asked that question. Whenever people have insurance outside of work, they usually have what's called a cash value life insurance. And there's a couple different names. There's what's called whole life, universal life, variable life. They all work the same. And so here's an example of one of these policies. They had $150,000 on John. They had $150 on Mary. They had nothing on the kids. They were paying $218 a month. So a couple things we looked at. If John passed away in this program, Mary gets checked for $150,000. Well, they owe $180 in debt, and they got 2 kids to raise. So how far is $150,000 going?
Not very far.
At all.
No.
So the question is, why didn't they have more coverage?
They couldn't afford it.
Bingo. Probably can afford it at $218 a month.
Yeah.
So then the question goes, why they haven't? And here's why. What happens, Bobbers, is John and Mary, they sit with their agent. Their agent says, John, Mary, you got to have insurance. You got to protect your family. They say, we agree with that. We understand. The agent says, John, Mary, you got to have investing. You need short-term emergency fund, retirement. And they say, we agree with that. He says, John and Mary, I've got a program that's going to take care of you. I've got a program that'll do both. You have insurance, you have investments tied in a program. And then John and Mary say, well, that sounds good. Protect your family, save some money. Let's do it. So they set up this program. They pay $218 a month for $150,000 of death benefit on both of them. If they keep the program in place till age 65, they'll have $52,000 cash value. Here's the glitch in the program we teach people. In this situation, if John passes away, Mary gets checked for $150,000, but the insurance company keeps the $52,000. So let me ask you a question, Barbara. If you paid for 2 things your entire life, and at the end family only got 1, what would you call that?
A scam.
It's a scam. Any way you put it, it's a ripoff. So we believe the same thing.
Yeah.
So we teach people how it works. We show them that contract. We moved them from here to here. Put $400,000 on John. Put $400,000 on Mary. Put $10,000 on the kids. So now, first off, if something happened to John and Mary, $400,000, they pay off the debts and take care of the kids. We do all that on a 30-year term for $108 a month.
Yep.
They were paying $218. Now they're paying $108. So we freed up $110 a month. We take that $110, we can reinvest it. So they'll have savings that if they ever pass away, they'll have the insurance and investments get both. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So looked at that. They had no will. We put a will in place. Looked at auto and home insurance. John and Mary, they were paying $243 a month. So we shopped it out. Now we've got the largest quote system in the country. Nobody can shop out as many companies would do. On average, we'll free up between $600 and $800 a year. So we set this family, shopped it out to an A+ company. They were paying $243. We freed up $65 a month, which is awesome. You think about it, $65 a month is a long way. And to put that into numbers, $65 a month for 20 years, earning 9%, that's $43,000. That's a kid's college fund.
Yeah.
Makes sense? And so that was the last thing. And do you guys mind if I ask who your auto insurance, what company you're with, what carrier?
Farmers.
Okay, Farmers, cool, man. How'd you guys get with them? How long you been with them?
It's a buddy of ours referred us to him.
Okay, awesome, man.
So,
Well, let me say this. If we could chop it out and get you the same coverage, if not better, for cheaper money, would you be open to that?
yeah.
Awesome. And does Farmers have the life insurance also? Who's your life insurance with?
No, we don't.
Oh,
have any.
you actually said you. Okay, my bad. And so, well, cool. Last thing is a retirement. John and Mary, they had $20,000 IRA, and their bank they were in 1.5%. They were saving $100 a month. By the time they got to age 65, they have $89,000. Right? We sat with them, moving from here to here. We did what's called a rollover, a transfer of assets, and did $20,000 in IRA. Well, now their contributions are now $210 a month. That $210 comes from the $100 they were saving plus the $110 we freed up here. So $210 a month, earning 9%. By the time they get to retirement at age 65, they'll have $1.08 million.
Wow.
So it took them from $89,000 to $1.08 million. I mean, you can imagine how they felt.
Yeah.
Make sense? So let me ask this, Bobber. And again, it sounds redundant. I don't mean to be, but if I sit with 10 families that are in A, out of 10, how many would rather be in B?
All 10.
It's a no-brainer. But let me ask this, Bobber. If you and Jessica, if you guys were here, could I ever convince you to move back to here?
No.
Why not?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But if that's the case and it makes no sense, we both agree it makes no sense, why is it that 95% of Americans are right here?
I don't know.
Bingo. They were not taught this stuff. Nobody's ever sat down and shown you or most people how to go from here to here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let me show you what these look like, the statistics. The statistics of it say this. Statistics of it say The average American household, I don't want to edit this out. I want to make sure I open it up because
Yeah, good.
that's good. Let me show you the statistics of it, what those look like. Statistics of it say this: the average American household with at least one credit card has almost 16,000 credit card debt. It's crazy, isn't it? 95 million U.S. adults have no life insurance. The ones that do have it don't have a clue how it works or how much they need. This is the one that blew me away. More than 2/3 of the U.S. live paycheck to paycheck. Dude, think about that. We live in the richest country in the world, and you walk out of the house today, the next 10 people you pass, 8 of them are broke. 8 of them are struggling. Like, isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And so here's my approach, and our approach. People are struggling, and they don't need another product. People are producted out. People need a solution. They need some guidance. And so we teach them concepts and give them some guidance. Here's an example. There's a concept in finance called the Rule of 72. And what the Rule of 72 does, it approximates the number of years it takes your money to double. So you can double your money in so many years. For example, if in this concept, the Rule of 72 says whatever interest rate you earn, you take that number. So if I earn 3%, I take 3 and divide it into 72. Whatever my answer is, 24, that's how long it'll take my money to double. So if I have a $2,000 investment in a 3% rate of return, it'll double every 24 years. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If I double the rate of return, I earn 6%, 6 goes into 72 12 times. So that same investment will double every 12 years as opposed to 24.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I found a 12% rate of return, 12 and 72 doubles every 6 years. Okay? And so here's why this is so powerful. Let's say this. Barbara, would you agree if people said, you know what, we want to be intentional about saving. We want to put some money aside, hit some goals. We want to save money. We can save $200 a month. Do you think most people, if they really buckled down and said we can save $50 a week, do you think most people could do that?
Yeah.
$50 a week, $200 a month. So $50 a week, $200 a month for 35 years. Let's say from age 30 to 65. If you put it in the bank, in which most people save money where?
The bank.
The bank. If you put money in the bank at 3%, that $200 a month would grow to $150,000, which is not bad, an extra $150,000 on top of retirement, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you earn 6%. 6% would do a little more than double. It'd give you $286,000. So I said this is really important. Here's why. Everybody saves money where?
The bank.
The bank. When you put your money in the bank, what's the bank do with your money? They reinvest it.
Reinvest it. Yeah.
So when they give you 3%, which they don't, the average bank today is 0.5%.
Yeah.
But if you found the golden goose of all banks and you got 3%, and they put your money and they move it here and they're 9%, 9, 10, really 11, 12%. Let's say conservatively, they are 9%. After 30, 40, 50 years of working, in this example, 35 years, you'd have 150 grand. You go to the bank, you pull your money out, you close your account down. The bank just profited the difference in 600,000, 150. The bank just profited 450,000 off of your money. How do you feel about that?
Like I was robbed.
Same thing. The concept is people just aren't taught this stuff. And so think about the numbers of it. If I say with 10 families, which all have the money here, which we agree they all do, out of 10, how many would rather be here than here?
All 10.
All of them. So again, I'm not trying to sound like a broken record here, but it's a no-brainer. And so that's why Albert Einstein, which I think you'd agree, Al's a pretty sharp cat. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Albert says that compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here's some concepts. And here's another thing. It's called the theory of degrees of responsibility. What this says, this is the backbone of a family's financial program. And what this says, every family starts on this side of the graph. Every family early in life, they start off at point A. At point A.
Now, where do you get your 9% from?
Where's that pen? Oh, sorry. What do you mean?
I'm a client.
Client.
Yeah.
So we're going back here?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're talking about back at the example we showed?
Yeah.
Great question, 9%. A lot of people ask that same question. Why? And I don't mean, again, redundant here. Where were you taught to save money?
The bank.
So at 9%, the only investment that's averaged or exceeded that rate of return over years and years is called a broad-based blue chip mutual fund. The oldest mutual fund in the United States is just over 95 years old, and over 95 years has averaged just over 12%. So I think you'd agree, Bobber, I'm actually being really conservative with 9%. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Awesome. So that settles that, doesn't it?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Next thing is the backbone of a family's financial program. What this says, every family starts off at point A. Point A is financially dependent, or dependent financially.
Mm-hmm.
So what that says, early in life, families are dependent on their job, their cash flow, their income. While they're dependent, they usually have low savings. So while they have low savings, and their objective is to build wealth. So they typically save money through programs like 401ks, IRAs, programs like that. Now, they build money, and their objective is to get to point B, which is financially independent. When they've got enough money built up and saved, well, they can live or retire the way they want to live. Does that make sense? So my goal is to walk family from A to B and help them build wealth. But we also, that's like your offensive part of your game plan. You played sports at all, so offense, if you had an offense, every good offense has a good what?
Defense.
Defense. Your defensive posture is there's a protection of that wealth. So protection is seen in your various insurance products. All insurance is, it's a way to transfer risk. It just buys family time in a sense. And so think about this. Early in life, they have low savings. While they have low savings, they have high liabilities. They've got kids, debt, mortgage. If something happens to a husband and wife here, low savings, high liabilities, the remaining family is wiped out. They're toast. They can't survive. But as time passes, savings grows, like we talked about, 401ks, IRAs, and liabilities decrease. So kids grow up and get out of the house, debt pays down, mortgage pays down. For eventually later in life, they get a point, they've got enough money built up and saved at point B, and little to no liabilities, they're self-insured. There's no need for life insurance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think companies teach? Companies teach you need insurance for when?
Your
Ever.
entire life, yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Why? To make money. And so it's not true. Families need insurance when they're younger. They have high liabilities, low savings, but later in life, they need more money built up for retirement. Walk families through that program. So the point is, most people don't plan to fail, they simply fail to plan. So how we do that is we address it with what's called a financial needs analysis. In that game plan, we solve the problem in traditional finance. The problem in traditional finance is this. Everybody is transaction driven. What I mean is, think about this. Let's say you and Jessica sit down and say, you know what, we want to get our stuff together. We want to put a plan in place. And you start calling people. You call your mortgage guy, your credit card guy, your mutual fund guy, your 401k person, your banker, insurance person. You call all these people and you say, hey, listen, I'm trying to get my stuff together. I need you to meet me in my house tomorrow at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. We're all going to sit around my table and have a conversation about how to, you know where I'm going with this,
Yeah.
about how to get my financial plan in order. What are they going to tell you?
No.
You're crazy. I mean, I sold you insurance. I help you with investing. I don't care about what the other guy does. So that's where we've solved that. That is a transaction approach. We're a solution approach. We bring it all together. It's all in one roof. So because that, we address those things with what's called a financial needs analysis. It's a snapshot of your finance. And what it says, the plan itself is a couple things. It's customized. Everybody's situation is different. It's confidential. We work in a super regulated industry. And the last thing is a completely complimentary service. Now, Bob, if I tell you it's a complimentary service, or a free service sense, what do you think most people say?
Where's the catch?
What's the catch? I wasn't born yesterday, brother.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like free. But I'm very upfront with how we get paid. I mean, you're probably aware of this. I mean, you're a sharp guy. There's a fee for service built into all financial transactions, whether it's bank loan, mortgage loan, investment, insurance. There's fees built in. So we get paid in the back end through those companies. That's how we make our money. I'm very upfront with that. How families pay us, it is very important to me. How families pay us is with introductions. All I say is, Bob, man, if I can do what I can say I can do, if I can show you how to build savings, get out of debt, plan for retirement, hit some goals, my fee, spread the word for me, my man. Tell some people about me. And if you know you're a business guy, you talk about business, what's the best form of advertising?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. That's all I ask. So my fee in itself is actually 10 personal introductions. A personal introduction is a name, a daytime phone number, permission to call this person, and they agree to take my phone call. They agree to take my phone call. That's it. They don't have to sit with me, don't have to do business with me. Just give me a few minutes on the phone and explain what I do, and naturally they can make up their own mind. Fair enough?
Yeah.
And we can talk more about that later.
Okay.
And so obviously this is the program itself, and in that program we walk families through savings, getting out of debt, income protection, retirement, things like that. And so let me ask you a question, Bobber. If we can put a program in place and do that, show you how to do those things, as far as a scale for you, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you rate your desire to become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent?
An 8.
8? Okay, that's awesome, man. Well, let me ask this. What does it get you so excited to get up to an 8?
I mean, I'd like to get out of debt and save some money.
Dude, awesome, man. That's exciting. Let me ask this. If I ask that same question to 100 people, 10 people, what do you think most people say?
Yeah, 8 or more.
8 or more.
Yeah.
Everybody. Truthfully, almost everybody says 10,
Yeah.
9, 8. So everybody's up there. But again, and I know I said this earlier, if that's the case, everybody says that those numbers 8, 9, 10. Why is it 95% of people are here?
They don't know.
Don't know. But here's the thing. Here's what's really crazy. It actually comes down to 2 things. Okay? So 2 things are this. They don't know. We're on top. It's a financial education. Nobody has a roadmap in place, a game plan. The second thing is not enough money. Because people could have a desire to do this, but if you don't have enough money, there's another issue.
Yeah.
So we've done what most companies don't. Most companies try to address this, and they can't do it like we do. We address everything. We show you how to build savings, get out of debt, do those things. But most companies leave it there. We address the second thing as well. So I show people how to make more money if there's a shortfall. And so, and the truth be told, that's what I'm good at. That's what I've mastered. I should be able to make an extra $1,000, $1,500 a month. I can do that. So I want you to play a game with me here. I'm going to show you what I mean by this.
Okay.
Play a game with me here. I want you to think about what you make annually. So get that number in your head. Don't say it out loud.
Okay.
But how much you make annually. Whatever you make a year, I want you to add $12,000 to it. Yeah, you just perked up a little bit. So let's say boss walks in tomorrow and says, Bob, we love you, do a great job. You got $12,000 bonus raise. How do you feel about it?
Great.
You're fired up. So feel good about it. Now, that's $1,000 a month. And I'll ask you and Jessica separately here, but starting with you, Bobber, $1,000 a month. If you had an extra $1,000 a month coming in that you're not used to, what's the first thing you'd do with it?
Pay off my debts.
Debt. It sounds like you're pretty intentional. I want to get that taken care of, huh?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You could have said anything. We talked earlier. You're a car guy. You could have said car. You could have said savings, take a trip, whatever. Why debt first? Why'd you pick debt first?
It's just something that we need to take care of. We've talked about it a lot.
So you've talked about it a lot, which means this is not just a today conversation.
No.
You thought about it for a while.
Yep.
So you've thought about it for a while. So how long has it been since you thought about it?
And probably since we've had it over a year.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, if it's been a desire, and like I said, you're a sharp guy, if it's been a desire for that long, what stopped you from so far? Like, why haven't you got out of debt?
There's just no way I could have made the extra. I mean, the overtime isn't enough for me to make the extra money to pay it all off.
It's like a money issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me say this. Let's say you got the debt paid off. You got $1,000 coming in. You got the debt paid off. First off, how do you feel?
Fantastic.
You feel
Relieved.
good,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So debt's
absolutely.
gone, feel good, but you still got $1,000 coming in a month. So now, what's the next thing you do?
Buy a car.
Okay, awesome, man. Yeah, I know you said you're a car guy.
Yeah.
So what type of car?
For $1,000, probably a BMW.
Okay, doing it right. What color?
Blue.
Okay, what kind of interior?
Red.
Blue. Oh,
Leather.
you're doing it right. Come on
You know.
now. Blue and red. Okay. Well, cool, man. Well, again, I know I'm being redundant here, but think about that. If you debt's paid off, you got $1,000 coming in. You got your BMW, blue, red leather interior. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm unbelievable.
Dude, you're rolling down the road in style, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
So, well, let me do this. Let me take you through how we get paid. And so, here's how we operate. So we operate off a broker agent system. And like I said, you're a business guy. You understand this. There are basically 4 types of businesses in our country. The first thing is a mom and pop shop. So you'll start your own bakery, maybe a mechanic shop, auto shop. The second thing is a franchise system. That's your McDonald's, Taco Bell, Lowe's. I don't know if Lowe's is, but just came to mind. So third is a network marketing. I don't know if you have any experience in those, but that's like your Mary Kay, Advocare, Herbalife, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And fourth is agent broker model. Real estate and finance work off that model. We work off that model. And so you'll hear the terms all the time. Real estate agent, real estate broker, insurance agent, investment broker. We walk off that program.
Right.
And so for us, an agent broker model, for us, a district leader is an agent. That's almost like an entry-level management position. We should be able to get somebody there that's focused in 30, 60, 90 days. And so a district leader sits with the family, walks them from here to here. So a couple questions, Bobber. If you're able to do this for this family, first off, how'd the family feel?
Great.
They'd be fired up.
Yeah.
They'd love it. Now, in doing that for that family, how'd you feel about yourself?
Good.
You feel good.
Yeah.
So this whole process is about a 3 to 4 hour process. Mm-hmm. And so if you walk a family from here to here in about 3 to 4 hours, on average, I'd pay between $800 to $1,000 per family. So now if you made $800 to $1,000 per family, how'd you feel about it?
Unbelievable.
Feel good.
Yeah.
So here's what it looks like. District leader, our goal is to teach people how to help at least one family a week.
Okay.
Get somebody licensed, trained, competent, one family a week. That's 4 families a month. So 4 families, that's going to be 4 life programs, 2 IRAs, 1 debt program, auto, home, and a will. And that'd pay that agent about $3,200 a month. So if somebody's making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month part time, I think you feel pretty good about it, right?
Yeah.
And you agree it's doing something right.
Absolutely.
So that's an agent. Now, we also have what's called a regional leader. This is somebody that's on the cusp of opening their own branch, opening their own office, and you have their own franchise. So because they have a higher leadership level within the office, they have a higher contract. So a higher contract means you help the same 4 families here. Instead of making $3,200, you make about $4,400. How'd you feel making more money?
Yeah.
Never a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, but here's the thing. We also pay people for helping us grow. So here's what I mean. Barbara, have you ever been responsible for teaching or training somebody how to perform any kind of task or duty, any kind of job?
Yeah.
Probably several times.
It's more, yeah.
Did the company ever pay you extra for doing that?
No.
No. So it says, let's say the company comes to you and says, "Man, Bobber, you're a great trainer, man. Mm-hmm. You're on top of it. Everybody you train, they're competent, they're hardworking, they're ambitious. I want to incent you to train more people. So to do that, everybody you train, every time they generate profit for the company, we're going to pay you a small percentage of that profit." So how'd you feel about that?
Unbelievable. It'd be fantastic.
You love it, right?
Train a lot of people.
Okay, that's my next question. How many people you want to train?
As many as I
Everybody you can get a hold of, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you train 2 district leaders. So 2 people move from here to here. Now, does this look that tough?
No.
It's simple. It's point A to B, it's point and shoot. You train 2 people to do that. So 2 district leaders, those 2 help 6 clients, 6 programs in 2 IRA rollovers, debt watchers, auto, home, or will. Those 2, by helping those families, that'd pay you what's called a split override of almost $2,000. So that's your comp plus the override. That's $6,000 a month. That's almost $100,000 a year. So if somebody starts making $6,000, $7,000, maybe $8,000 a month working a part-time career, at some point you'd agree they're making a career change. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, they make a career change. They become what's called a regional vice president. A regional vice president helped 4 families, same concept, the same families, but now you own the branch, so you have 100% of the contract. So instead of making $3,200, you make about $6,800, which is incredible income, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is you're still self-employed. And the problem with being self-employed or employed in our country is if you don't show up to work, how much money you make?
None.
If you're out sick, you're not making any money,
Right.
right? That's not what attracted me. I was attracted to the freedom aspect of it. And so think about this. Let's say we leave here right now, me, you, Sean, Jessica. We all go to McDonald's, okay? And we get a burger. Let's say we take a bite of that burger. And let's say the meat's raw. And I'm not even sure that's considered meat. But let's say it's bad meat. You with me?
Yeah.
We walk to the counter. We throw our burger down and say, my meat's raw. I need to speak with the
Manager.
Why didn't you say owner?
Because he's probably not there.
Homeboy ain't there. Why? Because the owner is at his son's basketball game, his daughter's dance recital. He's in Maui, Tahiti, wherever he wants to be.
Never thought about that.
Doing whatever he wants to do. And the fact is, we bought burgers. So did he make money?
The owner? Yeah.
Absolutely. He has a system that runs itself without him being there. That's what attracted me. So as a regional vice president, you can help 4 families make $6,000. But if you trained and licensed 2 regional leaders, they help 10 families. That in itself will pay another $6,000 that you had nothing to do with necessarily. That's $14,000 a month. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible income. Now, on that number, here's why for us, primarily the last 10 years consecutively, we paid more people 6 figures in the corporation in the United States. Paid more women 6 figures, more minorities 6 figures, more people under the age of 30 6 figures in the corporation. Second to us is Microsoft. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And here's the catch. You know what the catch is? It's hard work. I'm not looking for pansies, man. I'm looking for guys like Sean. That's why honestly, that's why I was excited to meet with you, man. He said some good things about you, and so. But I don't know, man. If we could do that, if I could show you how to make an extra, maybe not big picture just yet. If I could sit with you, show you how to make an extra $1,000, $1,500 a month, and let's say me and you put a plan in place, pay our debt off in a year. You feel great about it. In a year from now, you and I go to the dealership, man. You and I walk into the BMW dealership. We pick off the perfect blue color, the red leather, custom, feeling great. If I could show you how to do that, $1,000 a month, hit those goals, is there any reason you would get trained, licensed, and do some work with me?
No.
No reason? Awesome. It's got me excited. Here's the deal. I just want to make sure there's some interest there. And so
Okay.
We'll come back to that in a little bit. So as far as the finances, between you and Jessica, who handles the finances?
I do.
You do? Okay, let me run some questions by you, and I'll show you how to go from here to here personally. Sound good?
Okay.
Go on the day together.
You go in the day again.
Then you close that.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
I like
And that was probably